Good morning and welcome back, everybody. We've got a pretty nice gloomy day going on. I'm enjoying it, loving the fall weather. It's really something special. But perfect day to do a little bit of wrenching on the car and install some new things that I got for it. As I said in my first build intro video, where you guys first got to see the 240 and everything, I said I was going to be keeping everything relatively budget. So what does that mean for this video? It means I cheaped out on a new part that we're going to be installing today. I made the bold, courageous decision to spend $60 on a short throw shifter purchased from Jeff Bezos himself. Amazon. Shout out Prime Delivery. Okay? So this is pretty much what we're going to be throwing on the car. And you might be wondering, why not eBay? Why not name brand like GK Tech or ISR? Well, two simple answers. One, I don't want to spend a lot of money. And two, I don't like the way eBay parts sound. I don't know. It doesn't sound right. So Amazon, here we go. Let's start diving into this. Now, before we get into installing our $60 short throw shifter, there are actually a few things that we need to address. One of them being that, and some of you may have noticed, is that the assembly is actually assembled backwards. And so this was something that I read on the reviews and says that, hey, yo, like my shifter came back backwards, like what the hell? Honestly, I didn't think of that as too much of a concern. It looked like something that I would be able to disassemble and reassemble myself. So we're going to jump into that in case you guys buy the same one and want to do the same thing. The second thing that we're going to be taking care of is that there's actually this nylon little bushing that goes into your shifter linkage or whatnot. And I actually went and, purchased this copper bushing from GK Tech. And so pretty much it's a same size bushing, just made out of brass. So it won't wear away or, get damaged inside of the transmission. So first things first, I have a 4mm Allen wrench, and we're pretty much going to be addressing all of these little Allen screws. Now, I don't know what the inside consists of, so I'm going to be very careful not to drop anything. So put those screws to the side. It looks like we have these two springs. Pop that out. Pop that out. Now will this whole assembly just come out? Okay, cool. Oh, and we dropped something. Cool. It was this little guy. And put those to the sides. The springs were sitting in those. All right, cool. And our whole shifter assembly is out. Looks like we got this little nylon thing. We're gonna throw on some grease once the time comes for it. Okay, cool. Now we're just gonna flip this backwards. So we have the little holes sitting in the little cups of the nylon bushing. Just gonna push this down to the side a little bit. Fit. There we go. Cool. Now these little screws were sitting in these holes, just face down like that. And then we're gonna have to get the springs inside of them. Cool, there's one. Just kind of wiggle it in there. And two. Now we're gonna put our plate down. Feed in our Allen screws. Just a little bit, just so the plate doesn't move. And now our shifter is assembled the appropriate way. Nothing's loose, it feels just as it was before. And so yeah, super simple, easy thing that I kind of figured would be easy to do. that was kind of just like a little inconvenience that you get when you purchase the product. But now it's assembled the right way and it's ready to go into the transmission the appropriate way. But first, let's address this bushing right here. Now, let's get this nylon bushing off. Just gonna pull that off. Fantastic. Got a little hammer to kind of just tap this thing in, and I am going to be using some white lithium grease or lithium grease. Just gonna spray a little bit on the inside there. What the? Shit, might as well spray it there. I've never used this before. Oh, it's cold. And we're just gonna kind of, see, I kind of figured we're probably gonna need to tap this on. So hold it in place. And our new bushing is in. I'm just gonna get a napkin, clean up around here, probably spray a little bit more in there. Then time for the install. Here we are now, we're inside the car, ready to install our new shifter assembly. But one thing I'm gonna be doing real quick is I'm gonna be getting a rough estimate of the distance or the road distance. So let's see. If we're gonna put that about the center of there. Yeah, sure, I'll put that. Okay, we'll say about 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches. Okay, you know. Now it's time to take apart the interior. So let's get to it. Now this is a little 10 millimeter ratchet. Alright, now that we've got that off, yeah, it's this little like boot. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I should be able to use some tool for these four. For those back two, honestly, I don't know how we're gonna get to them, but you know, we're gonna give it our best go. All the way back there. You're tripping, dog. Yeah, how the fuck? What? Back this thing in the garage or something. Yeah, honestly, work smarter, bro. Well, this is gonna be working harder, but. And like that, the car's in the air. I kind of thought that, you know, this is gonna have to get a bit more complicated before it gets easier. So I have the car in the air, and pretty much I'm just going to unbolt the cross member of the transmission so the transmission can, you know, sag. And hopefully I can reach those bolts easier. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I took off my interior center console. Alright, cross member is unbolted. We have, you know, some more room in the transmission and everything like that. So now, let's see if we can reach these bolts a little better. Alright, let's see if I can feed from the bottom now by hand. So with the slack of the transmission dropping down, I was able to break them loose from the top and actually, with the car already being tracted from the air, just use my hands to, you know, thread them out. So now the last two are out, time to just break the seal of the silicone and install a new one, lay down some new RTV, and now assemble it. So now, oh shit, okay, cool. All right, I just pulled up on it, that was kind of scary. I'm gonna clean off all this old gasket, make sure none of it falls in the transmission, and then get to installing the new one. I think that's an alright job for, you know, what I'm doing. Get everything ready to be inserted. All right, cool. So now that that's tightened, now it's time to reassemble the assembly as I showed you guys this morning. This thing, bro, this thing is what was giving me problems. Honestly, this is just gonna happen by chance. So we finally got the shifter in. That's super great. I need to put the mounting plate back on it though, because I took it off because it kept getting in the way. Cool. Keep this mounting plate on this too. Now our shifter's in, and essentially it's time to start putting all the interior pieces back on. And that's that. All right, sweet. Final piece before we wrap up this whole install and everything. Can't have a shifter assembly without a shift knob. So I got myself a weighted shift knob. It's pretty cool. It's the gear pattern of the car. I'm pretty sure in Japanese. I hope so. But yeah, so I'm just gonna throw this on with these little adapter screws we got here and show you the final product. Fantastic. All right, cool. So assembly is on. That feels pretty short. First and second still feel pretty long. Damn, that's kind of crazy though. All right, let's see this measurement distance. So let's hold it about there. So right before it was about 5 inches. That's about 3 3/4. About 3 3/4, 4 inches. So it took off about an inch of throw. I think that's pretty neat. It definitely feels pretty good, but it's dark now. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go have some dinner, and tomorrow we will take this thing for a test drive. Welcome back. It's another day. It's a bit sunnier than it was yesterday, but that's all right. You know, we only have about 2 more hours of daylight, but we got the shifter in, the shift knob on, and it's time to take it for a drive and see how she does. All right, let's roll through these gears, baby. I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely shorter. It feels really great, really solid. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed. So that's about everything for this video. I hope the install process was, simple enough to follow through. And if this is something that you guys want to get for yourself, I'll link this specific part. I don't even know the name brand of it, but I'll link this specific part in my bio and everything. And so you guys could go ahead and purchase one for yourself. I think it's pretty nice, even though I've only had about, maybe a total of like an hour of driving that you guys probably haven't seen in this video. But an hour of driving with it, I think it's pretty nice. It shifts solid, It's definitely shortened. I slipped 5th gear, but nah, it's a cool shifter. Definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't pay any more than $60 for something like this. But for $60, I think it's pretty good. So if you guys want to go ahead and test your luck with this, absolutely, you know what to expect. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope to see you guys next time. And Halloween already passed, so happy Thanksgiving.